I was born in the Gatineau Valley. That's about 20 miles north of Ottawa, on a farm, in a house that my granddad built in 1900. And he was a very wise man. He could not read or write, but we always had running water and a flush toilet in our house. I'm very proud of it. However, my dad took over the farm. My granddad passed away when he was a very young man, and my dad had it. So we had a farm, which was kind of big in Quebec, but very small compared with Alberta. So we had mixed farming, and I was one of 5 children, the second youngest. So we all had our jobs to do, and we lived about half a mile from the school, and of course went to a one-room school. My first job was one morning my dad woke me up and he said the person who was lighting the fire at the school couldn't do it, lighting the stove, and he thought I could do it. So he said, I'll come with you this morning and show you how to light the fire. Anyway, he showed me how to bring the wood in, start the stove, and keep it going all day, and make sure the wood box was full. That was my first job. My kids were very surprised to hear that. When I finished high school, war was on. It was very easy to get a job, so my dad took me to the train, and I went to Ottawa, got a job in Army Records. And so, all during the war, I worked for Army Records. It was interesting because we got records of the boys, you know, and we followed them over a lot of humps, through Italy, through Germany, everything. Anyway, I was able to go to night school while I was working, and so I took business courses such as bookkeeping, and I became a comptometer operator long before the days of computers. And anyway, I got so excited about this computer, the gentleman who was teaching the class got ill, and first of all, I got teaching the night class, and then as I graduated, I got the day class too. So that was my job for quite a while, was teaching computers, a comptometer was before computers. The boys came home from overseas. I was still in Army Records at that time. They had a picnic one night, and they wanted everybody to go to welcome the boys home. So this young man came in who I had followed over many humps and hollows through Italy because his sister was a good friend of mine, and he was wounded in Italy. And anyway, he received the military medal, came back to Ottawa, and at this picnic I went up and said, hello, Harold. Well, he didn't know me at all, but that was what happened. It wasn't too very long until he phoned me, and we went to a show and so on. I knew Harold. And that was really exciting. Anyway, he was ill for a long time, and a lot from the military, you know. But one time he was in the hospital. He came out to Alberta before the war, and worked for his uncle on a ranch doing the harvest. And then his uncle talked him into staying and look after the cattle through the winter. Anyway, war was declared, and so he went back to Ottawa, but he loved Alberta. So often he'd say, you know, we're going to Alberta, we're going to buy a ranch. So he was in the hospital and quite ill, and when I'd go to see him, he'd say, if I come out of here, we're going to buy a ranch. I thought he was hallucinating. It was Good Friday, we moved to the ranch in America. That was a far cry from living in Ottawa. But it was so beautiful, and the neighbors were wonderful. And, well, I was brought up on a small farm, but I didn't know anything about ranching. We learned kind of the hard way, but we did. So we stayed at the ranch for about 6 years. And my husband health wasn't good. So we didn't go out the bridge and bought a hotel. So that was a far cry too. But I loved the hotel. My husband went into real estate, and I stayed with the hotel. And, we didn't get much sleep, but we had to start at the hotel on Democrat Drive. And the kids were able to go to school, and all went well from then on. My husband kept still wanting to ranch, so we had a feedlot. We bought the Dukeman property on the north side, and became partners with Mary Hudson, and we went from there with the feedlot, and finally it became a gravel pit. And so when we sold that, the motel, I thought I want something on my own, and I had heard that the carousel knitting shop was for sale, so I was able to go and purchase a carousel knitting shop. It's been operating for about 5 years when I bought it, and I loved to knit, and I had several ladies who would knit in their home, and we did gowns and wedding dresses, swimsuits, and truthfully I had customers from Toronto to Alaska, and it was exciting. Anyway, I met a lady in Hawaii who was very interested in the dresses, and she happened to be exactly my size, so we made many gowns for this lady in Hawaii. We made wedding dresses, and I loved it. I met so many wonderful people in Lethbridge and made friends with my customers. So I had it for 22 years, and then I had buyers, and I thought, oh gosh, I guess it's time for me to wind down. When I finished work, I thought, oh, I have to be busy. What am I going to do? And so I started with Meals on Wheels. I was finished work about 3 months, and I got my bookwork done and the house in order, and so I started doing Meals on Wheels, and I've been doing it for 22 years. I love it. I just love it. I learned to volunteer from my dad when I was a little girl, because you'd say, where's Dad? Well, he took somebody to the hospital, or he went to the doctor's, or he was going for groceries. And my mom was an angel, because there was always somebody living in our house. We did have we had 5 bedrooms, so that was a big house, and they were always full. And Mom had the washing, the cooking, and she always made our bread. And I can remember my dad saying, oh boy, it smells good in here, Clara, you'll never miss a loaf. And he tucked it under his arm and took it to a neighbor. So, but I certainly didn't know what it's volunteering. It was just lending a hand. And you know, neighbors always needed somebody that you could do something for them.